Shalom, Akim. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. And salutations to all the Akim in all four corners of earth who's pushing this truth. Shalom, Akim. I want to get into this little article I found. And it says after more than a century of trying, Congress passed an anti-lynching bill. An anti-lynching bill here in Babylon the Great. We've been, for centuries we've been getting Esau's foot up our ass. He's been getting away with doing heinous crimes to us, and little to no justice comes down upon him. Nothing happens to him for the most part. Right here, there's a picture of Emmett Till, and this is Bobby Rush, the congressman in Illinois. And he's been in office for quite some time. He's seen a lot in his eyes, It says, speaks during a news conference about the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill in 2020. Till, pictured at right, was 14 years old, African-American, who was lynched in Mississippi in 1955. So we had a 14-year-old that was lynched in Mississippi. So how brave are these Edomites, you so-called white men, that you need to lynch a 14-year-old? And 9 times out of 10, a lot of these cases are being found out that the white woman or Esau was lying and just needed something to rev him up. He just needed that push to just push him over the edge so he could go ahead and unleash upon us, And what comes with this, a lot of towns get burnt down, robbery, theft goes on. I'm thinking of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jake said that Esau came through that town like a raven dog, with the police right behind them, and National Guard right behind them, and that's their protection because they are the law. And one of the most profound things about the Tulsa, Oklahoma, when you look at it, Jake didn't need anything from Esau. We had our own everything, and Esau stripped us of that during those rights, as well as one of the craziest parts that I found out. Jake came back to the town to try to get some of that stuff. And lo and behold, Esau was wearing some of their fur coats and good clothes they wore and have and buy. So basically what I got out of it, and what's the truth, to Esau, he studies us and watches us and wants to be just like us, man. He hates us, but at the same time, he wants to be like us. Why would you chase us out of town? Instead of just burning our stuff all up, why would you take the stuff and start wearing it? He's the devil. So let me get to this. So he says they're still trying to pass anti-lynching bills, man. Let's go back, because let's think like the lynching really started occurring, once we were free. So around the what do they call that? The rebirth era of America. It might be another name for it. I can't think of it. I'll think of it in a second. So we're let out of slavery. The Klan, they're around too around this time. Because the Klan was nothing more than other Edomites jealous of other Edomites, and so they'll go and search out and terrorize us. Especially when we were free. They couldn't accept the fact that we had more than them. They weren't going to accept the fact that we had more than them. Which also let, when you go into the future, you push it up into it adds on to it, because a lot of the times the slaves, we knew how to do everything. We were the craftsmen. We knew how to build. We knew how to do your lumber, your plumbing. We knew how to do everything. And Esau found a labor shortage. The Edomites had nowhere to work. They couldn't do anything. They were just used to being, over us. So that's what adopted the labor union. The unions were formed because Esau was upset because he couldn't get the jobs that we had, and he had to sit out and watch us do the work, man. Do the homework, and you'll find out. But I'm just giving you another scenario of how hateful this devil is towards us in this place, But let me read some of this article, because and I'm gonna bring on some verses. This is it says Congress gave a final approval Monday to legislation that for the first time would make lynching a federal hate crime in the U.S., sending the bill to President Joe Biden to sign into law. Okay, that's a red flag right there. Whenever we see federal hate crime in the U.S., that's usually a reverse. That usually means they're going to try to use that against us somehow, some way. A lot of the times when Esau comes up with these laws, you know, all you got to do is just really look at it. Who are these laws for? They're not for him. They're for us. You know, they're to keep us into the chain, so to speak. You know, keep us in paying retribution of some sort. You know, some type of heinous or out of pocket tax. You know, that's what they do, man. So, because he has something called hate speech too that he uses. And who gets to use that for the most part? The small hats. They could call this video right now can be called a hate speech, you know? So a lot of these laws they put in are to protect them and their wicked ways. They're not to help you Israelites out, man, you know? They're not to help you out. So don't think that, man, you know? He says, years in the making, the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act is among some 200 bills that have been introduced over the past century that have tried to ban lynching in America. It is named for the black teenager whose brutal killing in Mississippi in 1955 and his mother's insistence on an open funeral casket to show the world what had been done to her child became a pivotal moment in the civil rights era, you know. After more than 200 failed attempts to outlaw lynching, Congress has finally succeeded in taking long overdue action by passing the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. The Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Once again, these smoke. They do these things, man. You saw, even though he does, you'll hear cases of him doing that stuff. You know, he's kind of at the end of his kingdom right now, so he ain't really trying to do that too much, you know. You'll hear about a case of a hanging here and there, but it's not to the mass level that it was in America at one point. You know, like the different states, these southern states used to put up numbers against each other for the hangings, you know. Everything's documented when I'm speaking. You go through from 1600s to around 1800. I can't remember exactly the numbers, but you had different states that were competing against each other for the hanging of slaves, man, you know, for the killing of slaves. You know, let me bring this out. This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shedded blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Saith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So basically, revenge is going to become upon Esau very soon, man. You know, Esau has a thing where he's the innocent one on the line. He ain't done nothing wrong, but only good. So the Lord is going to get his ass right back very soon, man. You know, and Lord willing, we continue to do this work. We're in that grace. We're in the Lord's grace to get to put in the work, man. You know, because Esau had, you know, even though, you know, this was centuries ago, we believe in reincarnation, and also we believe in that we are still reaping some of those ass kickings to this day, man. Look at the neighborhoods we stay in. Look how jacked up are the jobs we work at, man. You know, brothers got to work 2 and 3 jobs just to pay a bill off, man. Just to rest easy, you know, and to stay out of these hellhole neighborhoods. Some of us, man. You know, so Esau, you know, he's jacked us up. He's hung us from trees. You know, he's hung us from cars. He's hung us from bridges. You know, these different type of atrocities he's done to us. The Lord is gonna get him back for that, man. You know. Let me bring this little part out. This is Deuteronomy 21:23. His body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in wise bury him that day. Man, Esau was leaving our bodies from trees. We got groves down in Mississippi where the animals know not to eat in these different areas, man. Why is that? Because the bodies that were hanging from the trees and stuff, you know, after time they don't seep down into the ground and it's polluted, man. You know, it's jacked up. The fruit is meat fruit, you know. You don't want to deal with that. So Esau, he's got a lot of things to pay back for, man. You know, the things that he's done to us have not been, you know, it's part of our punishment, yes. You know, but Esau went overboard with it. And he's still to this day doing these things, some of these crimes, man. You know, 2 Thessalonians 1:6, see, it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, man. So you're not going to escape this ass kicking that's coming to you, Esau. You know, right now you're seeing your queendom coming down and it's hurting you. You know, your finances are all crumbling. You know, the job market's crumbling. Everything's crumbling for you, man. And right now, you know, the Lord's hopeful elect are getting these words, and we're pushing harder and harder, and we're throwing it down your face. And you know, some of y'all are trying to commit suicide. You know, some of y'all are jumping off buildings. Some of y'all are doing all sorts of things to try to get rid of yourself, man. You know, your households are unraveling. Your family's on drugs. You know, drugs is one of the number one things. I just talked to this one girl. She said she just left down in Florida, in South Florida, down there in Pompano Beach. She said that they're advocating for the crackheads. They're showing the people how to use the crack and how to use it right. If that's not showing you this place is coming down, man, you know, that's all that recompense, that's a revenge, man. You know, because at one point we were the ones that were on drugs heavy. We were the jokes of the towns and stuff like that, man. Who's now the joke of the town? Esau. And at the end, the Lord is just setting it up, man. He's showing his hopeful elect the things that are happening and the things that are coming, man. The prophecies, man. You know. Let me bring this up. This is Romans 12:19. Because at the end of the day, you know, this is all the Lord's showing. It's all the Lord's hand. We can't be on no Malcolm X stuff. We can't be on no, you know, trying to get out and get revenge right now. The whole thing is we were waiting on the Lord to come back. So this is Romans 12:19. Our dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord, man. So yes, all these things upset us and make us mad. But the number one thing is the Lord has said, don't worry, wait on him, because vengeance is mine. I hope this is edifying. Shalom, Akim.